If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I'll leave the window open, baby. Leave my key outside the door. We don't need to tell nobody, but I think I'm ready to only for the night. If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I'll leave the window open, baby. Leave my key outside the door.
Hey, good morning or afternoon. It's Wednesday, live at 12:45. We have a show again. Seems to happen every week. It's a good thing. Let me take a little sip here. It does taste nice. I hope whoever is watching this enjoys the show. Just a little bit of background on the show. The show is all about I put all of my eBay listings up on vintage video games collections on Wednesdays. So as the show's going, new listings are being added because I scheduled them that way. Second, what ends up happening is we watch them live on the show as they're ending from the previous week. So we see some things go for a really good amount. We see some things kind of tank. And we have little snipes that come in that we wait for the 20-second mark, and we see the snipers come in. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's not a terrible show. I found when I first started selling off my collection, I would do eBay videos for every game, but I didn't do a live show because I was like, well, what's the point? But then I found I really enjoyed watching the auctions end and seeing if they go up in the last seconds or not. And I figured, why not make a show about it? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right here, and we do it live. So I do appreciate for you turning in live, but I have also noticed that we've been getting quite a few hits on the videos now after the live show's done, which is great. So thought I'd do a little introductory to what this is all about again, and maybe I'll continue to do that here in the future as well, in case you're joining us for the first time. So sit back, relax, enjoy. You know, it's a very casual show, and yeah, every show I do have a cocktail of choice. Normally I've been drinking beer, but I'm trying to lose a couple of pounds, just a couple. And what I have here is a Coke Zero Crown today is the drink of choice. So, should be tasty. You'll see me look up a lot. My desk is small, and I have a TV above my camera that actually has the video playing back on it. So when I'm staring straight ahead, I'm just looking at my computer monitor and what's actually going on. So, yeah, tastes good. Then I also do look to the right here where I have another kind of monitor that is showing me the chat. Not a ton of activity, but there's always something good. Well, there's our friend Nate. Having an Alaska Amber since we're on spring break. Hey, how about that, Nate? That's fantastic. How's your Batacera project going? Have you started anything yet, or is this just going to be a procrastination thing like a lot of projects I usually get into? We'll see if it's that, right? All right, so what do we have in store today? We have a total, let me count here, 16 auctions ending today. So 16, we have them doubled up, so they go every 3 minutes, and the first one will be at 1 o'clock, and we'll see how they end up going. What is what I call the theme for this week? I would say game lots. We have more game lots in this week ending than usual. I think we had a total of like 60-some games within all of the auctions of the 16, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Next week, as we're talking, the listings are going up. And the theme is mainly Super Nintendo. We have a lot of really good classic Super Nintendo titles being sold individually, one lot, and then we even have a Super Nintendo game system. We have a Super Nintendo controller, joystick, that is also going up that has slow motion feature. And the slow motion feature is so cheesy in those because it's just hitting pause over and over again. So we'll see how that ends up. It sure does taste nice. Well, why don't we get to sharing some screen here and we'll kind of walk through a few things, huh? Let's take a look at what's going up today. We're ending today. And if we have enough time, we will also show what's going up as we speak. I did just add a buy it now yesterday for F-Zero GX for $99.99, which is the fair going price. But if this doesn't end up selling, we will put that in auction in the future. So that's the beauty of it all, right? So this page hasn't been refreshed in a bit, but we'll see how we're going here. So we have Kirby Dream Collection sitting at $30. And that is the special edition for the Nintendo Wii. Comes with a book, a music disc, the game disc, and a cardboard case that goes around the actual case. So that's kind of a cool little setup. We have a PlayStation lot of 11 games sitting at a steal of $12.50. I'm still broadcasting procrastinating about Osera. The Plex News has me focused on that, and that's what I want to do. Yes, the Plex News is interesting. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Plex, but Plex is kind of a media sharing device, and you can share videos with family members, friends, things like that, and they're going to start charging more, apparently. So if you have a lifetime on it already, you're kind of set. No real big change. But if you don't, you got to really evaluate the files that you're taking from somebody or sharing with others. So it's an interesting process. But yeah, so that PlayStation lot of 11 games thing at $12.50. There's some good titles in there. There's some solid ones. So I expect a little bit of movement on that one. I think it actually already did. Let me hit the refresh because I think that went up. I just noticed on my phone. Yeah, but it went from $11.50 to $31 already. So there you go. And Kirby, that went up too. Was that $35 before? I don't remember. All right, moving on. We got Punch-Out! For the Nintendo Wii, which is a very good game. I believe you can play it without using the motion control, which is key because everybody kind of hates the motion control for most games. Just saying. That's why the Wii never was huge with the hardcore gamers because it was more for people that just want to wiggle their arms around, I think. Ace Combat Zero for the PlayStation 2 is sitting at $16.50. We got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption for Nintendo Wii sitting at $10.50. We have a lot of PlayStation 4 games, which is 14 games, all with cases, for $75 right now. That's a nice number. This is sitting kind of low. 6 Wii games, including some a Final Fantasy game they made for the Wii, Heathcliff, Worms, sitting at $2.25. What a bargain for someone to jump on. Then we have another lot of PS4 games, which is 12 games, including, it's got Far Cry, Doom, some other good ones in there. But that is at $45, the current bid. Here is a 2-game lot for the GameCube. We got Star Wars World Leader. This is interesting. Let me click on this one. Oh, I did put the word GameCube at the end. I'm like, did I not put the game system in the title? You end up leeching a lot of titles when you're listing from other people who have listed games in the past. So sometimes you end up losing form. I don't know. Well, we have Tekken 3 for PlayStation 1. That's a classic. Has nice gold foil on the book. Sitting at $7.50. There's Twisted Metal for PlayStation 1. The greatest hits. $19.50. We have a lot of 4 Super Nintendo games, including Mortal Kombat 3. For $13.50. And then we have another lot of 4 that includes Super Mario World and Adventure Island and whatnot. Then we have the Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. We had to resell this because somebody didn't pay last time. And so that is at $37 right now. And same thing with this Galaxy 5000 Racing. We had to relist that because somebody didn't pay for it either. So that's sitting really low at $2.25. I think we're going to get a little bit of movement out of that. I'm hoping for it anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then last but not least, we have Batman Return of Joker. This was set up as a buy it now for $69.99. It didn't sell over a 3-week period, so now we're listing it as an auction, and guess what? It's sitting at $69. So it's kind of funny how that stuff works sometimes. I do believe in auctions. Generally, I prefer the auctions because it, how do you say it? It gets people excited, they get buy into it, and they want to win. And I think we all want to win, right? So that's what that's all about. Why don't we just take a quick peek at the schedule for next week? I said it was a Super Nintendo theme. We'll go bottom up here. We have a Super Nintendo that comes with Super Mario All-Stars, a controller, TV hookup, power cable. This is a genuine Super NES Classic mini controller. I don't believe it's ever been used. And then we have a Contra 3 game, Wolverine game. Here is that joystick for the Super Nintendo. I think it may have said N64 a second ago. I meant to say Super Nintendo. I'm sorry. We got Spider-Man Venom, Max Carnage, Donkey Kong Country, Excalibur 2097. That was a fun game. It's kind of like Strider meets Castlevania. It's really fast. It's a polished game. I was having fun playing it. I never played it before. We got Prince of Persia. This is a Super EverDrive that basically lets you play like 98% of the Super Nintendo games made. We have a Super Nintendo lot that has Final Fantasy, Tiny Toons, Aladdin, and Lord of the Rings Volume 1. Super Mario Kart. We have these fancy steering wheels for the Nintendo Wii/Wii U that are branded with Mario and Luigi. And then we have Phalanx? I can never say that word. I had never played the game, but it's a shooter, and I really had a nice time playing it in the video, I'm not going to lie. Indiana Jones, Greatest Adventure for Super Nintendo. We have the Itchy and Scratchy game finally as well, too. So we have, again, a pretty much Super Nintendo theme. In fact, very much, except for these steering wheels. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? So I wasn't lying when I said we're doing a theme. Well, let's cut over to the first two auctions. Let's see how things are going here. So we have the Kirby's Dream Collection with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And then we also have the PlayStation lot of 11 games, including MTV Celebrity Deathmatch. That was a fun time. Everybody just made fun of people, and everybody enjoyed it. AKA pre-woke. Ain't so bad. So I have a feeling that I had somebody reach out to me online last night that they're hoping that they're winning a lot of my auctions, and I think it's actually this gentleman here. And he's hoping that I'll be willing to combine some auctions. I said I'll do my best to save him on some shipping. So we'll see if he ends up winning a bunch or not. But if it's you and you're watching for whatever weird reason, as I mentioned at the message I sent like at 3 a.m. last night, please do not pay for anything until all the auctions have ended, and I'll send you an updated invoice with the combined shipping. General rule of thumb for anybody doing stuff on eBay. If you want combined shipping, don't go pay for everything individually because it causes quite the hassle. Nobody likes doing refunds and credits and stuff. But look at the rating number. I'm up to 697 auctions. How about that? That's a pretty big number. And something happened on my YouTube channel this week. I hit 100 subscribers. Woo! This is never going to be a channel that gets a zillion subscribers by any means. But I look at it as long as the number keeps going up, it's improving my marketing, if that makes sense. So if I ever make $1 off YouTube, that'd be a crazy day, I think. But we'll see what happens. But the only problem is I talked to my cousin, who, by the way, I'm sending him a Batocera box this week. I'm sending it today, in fact. I think he unsubscribed from me to make me drop below 100. So, jerk. But I can't prove it because most of this, you can't really see your subscribers that well unless they make their thing known public, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. We're getting down there. 1 minute and 50 seconds on the first two auctions, and then we'll get cruising. I have a project I'm working on in my downtime during the week where I have a closet that's over here. It's a walk-in closet, which is nice, but it's gotten kind of cluttered, and there's a big bin in the bottom where I kept throwing corded things in. And any of you that own a lot of electronics or store a lot of electronics or whatever, you get a lot of plugins, S-video cables, RCA cables, all these cables. They become one big ball of a mess eventually. And I'm trying to detangle the ball, and it's been a hassle. So the treadmill is out of commission at the moment because I have little piles of different types of cables where I'm going to make new bins for each type of cable, wound up nicely, hopefully anyway. So we'll see. Well, we're under a minute here. We're still at 35 and 31. And these games, I think everything this week is coming from the collection I bought over the winter from the gentleman in New Ulm. So it's kind of fun. It was interesting doing this lot of 11 games because I tested every one of them on the video, one at a time. So the video gets kind of long because I played 11 games essentially. Actually 10 because one of those PlayStation Magazine discs was sealed and I didn't want to unseal it. All right, we're in Snipe Land. 35-31. 35-31. 35 and 31. What could possibly happen here, folks? Down to 10 seconds. Are we going to have a snipe fail with nothing? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. 42-50. That's decent. We'll take that. And that's officially a snipe.
Wow!
All right. Not a bad start. We picked up, what, like $11 or so? We'll take it. 2 beers a big dog. All right, let's get into our next two. Let's see, we got Punch Out sitting at $23. And we got Ace Combat Zero sitting at $16.50. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'm a little tired today, so I kind of had a busy day to begin with. I still had... I did 3 of the listings yesterday out of the 70. I had 14 listings to put up on eBay this morning. Now, granted, I already had all the photos taken. I already had everything boxed and weighed. So it was pretty easy. It only took me about an hour. And, of course, all the videos are already shot, too, yesterday. Because I did, 17 videos yesterday. Dear Lord. That's a lot. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll realize... yeah, I kind of overwhelm the channel on Tuesdays. I just do. I apologize. But it is what it is. But anyway, today I finished those listings. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to get out of the house. Just move around a little bit. My mom's been a little bit sick lately. And she's on a clear... what do you call it? Clear liquid diet right now. So she's just losing too much weight. And I went to go have coffee with her and my dad this morning. So popped over there, had some coffee, got home. I always eat my lunch early, so my stomach feels good for the show, and I don't have to have any emergencies. But I ate, and then I kind of had some energy, and I said, I'm going to go for a quick walk. And I've been trying to walk every day again. And last week, when my first day walking, I decided to go over 5 miles. And yeah, my knees and hips, I really enjoyed that. So I scaled it back a little bit. I've been trying to do 3.5 miles every day for now until I get more built up back to the 5 miles like last year. And I just want to get something in today, so I just did a quick 1.8 miles. Simple, but I was at a really good clip. Felt really good. Temperature's fantastic. It's going to be nice the rest of the week, and then we're going to have a lot of rain and a little bit of snow this weekend, and then kind of a cool week next week. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we're getting into Snipe Land here, guys. Here we go at 20 seconds is right now. $23.50, $16.50, 20. Let me get my snipe video ready for anything that's possible, right? $23.50 and $16.50. Still going. 6 seconds. Come on, let's get a snipe here. 5 seconds. Oh, there we got a little snipe. $25, $26, $20. All right. Hey, we picked up a little bit. And that's what we want, guys. We want that. Let's give this one. You know, not the hugest explosion, but we picked up a few bucks there. Actually, about 2 beers a big dog. Well, let's keep saying that. That makes me feel good. All right, let's move on. What are the next two auctions? We have Metroid Prime 3 Corruption sitting at $10.50. And we have this giant lot. This is that gentleman too that was he might end up getting some combined shipping here. That'd be good for him. All right, sitting at $75. So a little over 2 minutes ago. We'll see what happens here. Should be exciting, right? So next week I've been thinking about doing a Wii theme, but I'm struggling with it a little bit. Most Wii games are not terribly collectible. And I've sold some of my high-priced Wii games already individually. So I'm just kind of torn on a little bit. Is it something I sit on a little bit longer? But I just don't know. I have a kind of a rare Wii. It's a red Wii. Is a system that I could put up. That's why I kind of thought of the theme of it. But I don't know. We'll see. I got to think about it a little bit. I'll think about it over the weekend, let's say. I have some TurboGrafx games I want to kick in there yet too, and get some good traction and movement on them. But kind of is what it is. It is what it is. We had a ski party Saturday. Our ski hill is officially closed for the season, and I've already purchased a new ski pass for next season, which is always good, and try to get some exercise and break a leg at the same time. But yeah, they had it a deal for all the pass holders that apps were basically $2. Your first appetizer is free, and the canned Tallboy beer was $1, and all the taps, the good taps, including that Foggy Geezer I love so much, was only $2 for a tall beer. That was insanely great. So sat out there, had 4 tall beers, a Foggy Geezer, felt pretty good. Came home and took a nap, and then had some whiskey with my parents and my wife at their house. My mom was just looking for more company and been trying to visit them as much as possible. All right, let's see here. 24 seconds. We're almost in the snipe land time. I better get a video queued up, huh? We're in the right range. Okay, we are in snipe time. All right, $10.50 and $75. All right, $10.50, $75. 10 seconds to go. Are we going to get any more movement here? 8 seconds. 10.50, 75. No movement. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We got a 75. Oh, we got a little baby snipe of $2. Ooh-wee.
Wow!
We got a $2 snipe. All right, well, it's better than a stick in the eye. We got something, huh? We got something. Let's look at this Wii lot here. We got 6 games in it for $2.25. See, this is what I'm talking about. This would, if I did a Wii-themed week, is this what it's going to look like? $2.25? I don't know if it's worth it. Then we have the PlayStation 4 lot of 12 games sitting at $45. I feel like we're going to get movement on the PlayStation. And this is that same gentleman, too, that wants to combine shipping. So I hope you win, buddy. I just have to rebox everything. Hope I have big enough boxes. That's the trick, you know. There's some bigger box stuff in these auctions this time. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. You know, it doesn't taste so bad. Not a huge... I mean, I don't mind Canadian whiskey. I'll tell you, Crown is very smooth. I don't mind Seagram's. But I do like kind of Jack better, to be honest. And I don't even mind Jim. They can all hang around anytime they want. But, you know, it kind of is what it is. The sponsor, Mr. Nissan, is out in Puerto Rico right now. He's enjoying his day on a public beach with his family, so I hope they're having a great time. They got out there yesterday, and they're at Airbnb, and they rented their own car. Kind of ballsy. Respect it, though. I think it's cool. But, yeah, family of 4 running around Puerto Rico. That's just crazy. Nice and warm there. He said it was 80 degrees when he landed, I think, yesterday. You know, that sounds just about right. Although Friday here, the morning, the forecast said it's 81 now for Friday here. I just don't get it. And then the high, I think for Saturday is 42. So think about that. Goes from 81 to 42 in 24 hours is the high. Minnesota Springs. You gotta love them. And we're supposed to get a little snow, too. 81 degrees. In the next 24 hours, get snow. That's something. All right, we're in Snipe Land. 20 seconds. $2.25 for the Wii. $45 for the PlayStation 4 lot. Better get a little clip lined up for whoever knows what's going to happen here. Uh-oh. Nothing, no movement. We're at 5 seconds. 225. Oh, we got 650 on the Wii. 1 second, nothing. All right, 45 for the PlayStation. I wonder what was so much better about the other PlayStation jet than this one. It must have had something in there that people liked. I'm sorry, I'm looking for a Snipe clip. This is dumb, but we'll do it. A little bit of drums. The neighborhood kids. Oh, there's Stacy there. Huh? It's going to be 80 on Friday. Can I turn the heat off again? Yes. So, speaking of that, I'm coming down here to do the listings in the basement. And I'm like, feet are getting cold. And I look over here. I got a little thermostat here. So right now it says it's 71.9 degrees down here. Okay? Oh, shoot. Went the wrong way. 71.9 degrees. And it said it was 64 degrees this morning. I'm like, it's kind of chilly down here. And then I noticed I don't hear the furnace running, which usually means either A, it's off, or B, it's not working. So I go upstairs, and my wife, she's working. And I said, hey, what's going on? It feels cold downstairs. Did you turn the furnace off? Oh, yeah, I did yesterday. I forgot about it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that explains it. So I turned it on, jumped it back up, so everything's fine. And I think, what is the high today? Like 55 maybe? Something like that? I can't remember. But this weather isn't so bad. I'm not going to complain. This weather ain't so bad. Tomorrow is a big deal. Our Mankato, the Minnesota State Mavericks, their hockey team of our town, is in the NCAA Division I tournament that starts tomorrow, and we play at 4 p.m. on ESPNU. So make sure to check that out if you have ESPNU. Should be a good game. And if we win and the Gophers win, we'll play the Gophers Saturday, which seems kind of crazy. So we'll see how that ends up here. I'm kind of surprised at these GameCube games. They're both pretty decent games, and to be sitting at 950 with 30 seconds left is pretty low. These GameCube games are kind of hard to come by these days. You try to find one of those in a garage sale sometime. We'll see what happens. All right, Snipe Land, 950 and 750. 950 and 750. Where are we at here? All right, 12, 11, 950, 10 seconds, 750. Let's get some sort of snipe. 950, 750. 1550. Good. Well, it's still a steal. So we picked up a beer, big dog on that one. We'll go with it, I guess. I didn't queue up anything, did I? We'll do just.
Wow!
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, I know. Let's see. Let's get up to Twisted Metal for Sony PlayStation. Everybody loved this game. I never liked this game. And the Super Nintendo lot full of stickers. Sitting at $14. Some decent games in there, though. The Mortal Kombat 3. I am shocked how good the graphics are for the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat 3. They look near arcade perfect. Near. I'm not saying, I shouldn't even say the word perfect. Near arcade. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It gets tricky when you have all these labels on these games. I remove a lot of labels. But the game has to be a certain value type lots of times for me to really put a lot of elbow grease into them. And when they have stuff on the back that I can't really repair that well, sometimes I just kind of let it go on the front. I know it would show a lot better if those labels weren't on there. But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, let's see here. Big dog tonight, maybe. I don't know. We ended up going last minute, because one of my buddies that usually goes Wednesday nights for church night couldn't go tonight. But who knows what'll happen? Maybe it's a outdoor, have a couple or something. We'll see what happens. I've been still addicted to the Righteous Gemstone show. I talk about it a lot, but now that I caught up to real time on it, which is always a disgrace, I started watching Eastbound and Down, which I'd never watched, which is very similar. It's really good. I think the Royal Gemstones is technically a little bit better, but yeah, just really inappropriate humor, and that makes me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, and that's what makes me laugh. All right, we're down to 37 seconds. I wonder what's going to happen next year. What do we have that's big that might jump yet? We're getting kind of down there, aren't we? We'll see what happens. All right, we're almost in the Snipe Land. Let me get a video section set. 20 seconds, we're in Snipe Land. $19.50 and $14. $19.50 and $14, 12 seconds to go. 19 and 14, 19 and 14, 5 seconds. There we go, 26.03. Not so bad. I'll take that. You know what? We haven't got to do this one. I like that one. I'm sorry. I know I played it a little long too, because I think he's really pretty good. Here's another Super Nintendo lot coming up. We're sitting at $14.50, and we have Castlevania 3. This game's kind of rare. It's weird how like the later Nintendo games, they didn't make as many of them. Like I think like Castlevania, they made a crap ton, right? And then Simon's Quest, but I think they made a lot less, like Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 3, which doesn't make sense because it was very popular. I don't understand. Like some of the more collectible games, like even like Dragon Warrior 4 is super collectible. But they didn't make many of them? It just seems odd to me. But I'm guessing it's probably because it was at the end of the system life and they already had moved on to Super Nintendo or something. And just putting all the gears and effort there, and they don't want a landfill of games left behind. That's my only guess, but it is weird though to me. This lot for the Super Nintendo games, there's a couple really good ones in here. A lot of people like Primal Rage. They like the arcade version. The Sim City, I know there's quite a few copies of that game out there in the wild, but it's a really fun game. It's simplistic enough, and it's got battery save. And it's got a loading screen, which I always thought was so odd for a Super Nintendo. And then Super Mario World, yeah, probably, arguably one of the best games made for Super Nintendo. Now, granted, it was a packing game for a lot of the systems, but if you bought it later on in times, there were different versions of buying Super Nintendos that didn't have the Super Mario World in it. So, including the one that came with Super Mario World 2, that was built into it, the little short Super Nintendo. That's what I should have drug out of the attic. That guy for Super Nintendo Week, huh? There'll be a day we'll sell that too. I'm still trying to get through a lot of that inventory about New Ulm. That's important to me. I got to reclaim my garage as it starts getting nice out. A lot of that stuff stored out there. All right, we're getting in the Snipe World. 14.50 and 37. Let me scroll my video things down. 14.50 and 37. What do we got here? 14.50 and 37. 8 seconds. 19.50. Hey, that went up $5. Woo woo. Whoa, went up more. $31. Hey, look at that. 31. You know what? We're gonna get one more sax out of that one. That's just a good tune. He's a good player. All right, what are the next two? Or final two of the day. This one's sitting, it's at 325 now instead of 225. Went up a buck. That's sitting way too low. And the intriguing one, the Batman Returns. Oh, Return of the Joker. Batman Return of the Joker. Rare NES title. So, we'll see what happens here. And these are the last two for the day. So, once this is over, we'll end up closing out the show. It's been such a nice time. Why did I write 100? Oh, yeah, okay. I write little notes on the side here. My Rogue Ally, which is a handheld computer gaming system, similar to a Steam Deck, but it runs actually in Windows 11, which kind of is handy, and it has a little more power than the Steam Deck. Because in order for the Steam Deck to play Windows games, there's all this backdoor stuff they have to do, which they do a phenomenal job. I am not slamming the Steam Deck. I think the Steam Deck is a good piece of hardware. But the Rogue Ally has a little more power, and it's technically just a little bit better. And more expensive. But I was going to put Batocera on an SD card and stick it in there and have a boot to it. But then once I made the SD card and I went to go boot to it, it didn't boot up into it. I go, how do I get in the BIOS to flip some things? And I did a little Googling, and the Rogue Ally and Batocera just are not friends. They finally did an update to the Rogue Ally where you can turn off secure boot, but it still won't let you boot into Batocera for some reason. So that's kind of a letdown. But, hey. I wonder then if you can't do Batocera, then you probably couldn't put the SteamOS on it either. Huh. That's interesting. Because they're both just Linux. Like, I don't know why you'd buy a Rogue Ally and put the SteamOS on it. But could be handy for something. All right, we're getting closer, guys. We're down to 31 seconds. Almost a snipe time. Better scroll my videos down. We haven't had a snipe fail yet today. We've had like a $2 one, which you call a snipe fail, but it's still snipe. All right, 20 seconds. Here we are, $3.25 and $69. $3.25. Oh, $5.50. Good, we're getting movement on that game. And $69. That's a rare NES game. $5.50, $69, $5.50, $69, $15. Good for you. $24.50. God bless your heart. And $72.77. You know what? That was a pretty darn good end. What's oh, this isn't working. Whatever. That was good. Let's get a little something in here.
The shots came from the rooftop. A sniper. A good one.
That was a good one, folks. And I want to say, hey, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We have the theme lineup for next week of the Super Nintendo. And hope that you join us next week as well, too. But anyway, take care. Have a great day.